Hi, my name is Fred Langer. I'm an attorney and I'm also a registered nurse. And what I want to talk with you about is a condition known as spinal epidural abscess. It is a deadly condition that puts people into wheelchairs, causes quadriplegia, and it's preventable. An epidural abscess usually starts off with one bacteria, and it migrates its way to the spinal column, which is a really great host site for bacteria to grow. As long as the bacteria is stronger than the body, the bacteria is going to keep on growing. The white blood cells wall it off, but what happens is that little cell gets to be bigger, and as it grows, it starts to compress against the spinal column and starts to cut off the blood supply. When the blood supply is totally cut off, you have paralysis occur. Doctors are taught in medical school when they're thinking about epidural abscesses that there are three things. It's called the classic triad: fever, pain in the back, and change in the neurological status of the patient. From tingling in the feet to maybe difficulty having a bowel movement, maybe difficulty urinating. It's a very subtle thing, but to me the most tragic part about epidural abscesses is that the long-term consequences, the tragic consequences of paralysis and even death, can be prevented if you have early intervention by getting an MRI in a timely fashion. One of the clients I had who ultimately ended up quadriplegic had an epidural abscess, and he went to the emergency room 3 times before he was admitted into the hospital because the symptoms were vague. All the time he was going, he had pain, he had fever, and he had a slowly emerging change in his neurological functions. It wasn't until he was absolutely paralyzed from his neck down that somebody thought, oh my, we better get an MRI. And the tragedy of it is early detection would have prevented it. I hope I never have to represent someone who has an epidural abscess again, because I've seen firsthand how devastating they can be. If you or someone you know has been a victim of an epidural abscess, you're probably looking at lifetime changes that you could never have anticipated. You may need some help assessing whether or not the care you got prior to the consequences of the epidural abscess were adequate. I can help you make that determination because I was a registered nurse before I became a lawyer, and I'm really good at sifting through complex medical records and finding the truth behind the situation. If there's a way that the legal system can help you, I'll make it happen.